Hi, I'm Jessica Amir for the Finance News Network with Metallica Minerals CEO Simon Slesarewich. Simon, welcome.
Thanks, Jessica. Thanks for having me here today.
For investors new to the company, just give us an introduction.
Yeah, Metallica Minerals has been listed on the ASX for about 14 years. Primarily, it was an exploration company. I joined Metallica about 2.5 years ago with the express purpose of taking Metallica from an exploration company and taking it being a producer. We're focused on our Urquhart Bauxite Project up in far north Queensland near Weipa. We're focusing on bauxite fundamentally because we like where bauxite's heading. Now, you've got to remember that about 5 tonnes of bauxite makes about 1 tonne of aluminium, and as we get more fuel efficient every day, we want things to be lighter, and we're consuming more and more aluminium as we move forward.
Wonderful. And what's the outlook for bauxite with respect to China and other developments there?
We see China's consumption of bauxite going up in the short, medium and longer term. Fundamentally, the aluminium consumption in China will continue to go up. Now, there's also some macro events that are happening in China. We all know that the Chinese government's looking to clean up its environment. Part of that is consolidating bauxite mines and also consolidating some of the alumina and aluminium production throughout China. What that will mean is that the Chinese alumina refiners will be looking to import more bauxite. That's also coupled with the domestic bauxite grade in China decreasing rapidly over the last few years.
Simon, moving to the proposed tariff on aluminium now, what impact does that have on bauxite and the industry as a whole?
We're not overly concerned about the tariffs in the US. Primarily China, which is our target market, is domestic consumption, i.e. they're taking the bauxite, turning it into alumina and then consuming the aluminium domestically. So they don't export a great deal of aluminium. So the growth that we see in bauxite is driven by domestic China consumption.
And what's the significance of your recently approved mining lease for the Urquhart Bauxite mine?
It's a major step forward for the project and the company. So it's been well over 2 years in environmental approvals to get that. So we've done the studies, we've engaged with the local traditional landowners as well as the other stakeholders, and what that's meant is that we can now have approval to mine the bauxite at Urquhart Bauxite Project in a sustainable manner and move that forward from where we're sitting right now. That's a big tick for us and how we're going to work together with the community to deliver benefits across the entire community.
And Simon, can you tell us why the long haul road was not approved?
We initially had the haul road and the mining lease being approved together as one approval. We saw there could be some complications in the middle of last year. So what we did is we decoupled that process and focused on the mining lease. The haul road process has been in approval stage for some time, and we're focusing on that right now, moving that forward.
So what is the process of moving that forward and what else needs to occur?
Approvals in Queensland are complicated. They are taken very seriously by state and Commonwealth governments. There's basically 3 things you need to get a mining approval in Queensland. The first one is you need to do your environmental studies and make sure that your development is sustainable. So therefore we're working with the environment and the land users thereafter can go back and deliver value for the community. Secondly, you have to engage with the traditional landowners and get agreement to use their land. Remembering we're in far north Queensland, so this land has some real importance to the traditional landowners. We've engaged with the traditional landowners and we've got an agreement with them in the middle of last year that allows us to move forward. Thirdly, and what's outstanding for us on this haul road approval, is dealing with the other stakeholders, the landholders. So unfortunately in Queensland, the tenure system and the legal side of things are very complicated. Now we've been engaging with those groups for some time. We're very confident we'll have an approval and it's just a matter of time. So this is not a fatal flaw. We're looking at this as a matter of time to get the approval and move it forward. Whilst we're completing that approval, we're also finalising the transshipping agreement with the nearby Hay Point project to use their infrastructure. Remembering we gave them a loan in 2016 and that secured access. Now we're finalising the final agreement to provide those services.
And Simon, what are the economics of Urquhart? And just tell us what makes this a really attractive development proposition.
Yeah, back in 2015, we looked at this project and we looked to design it for a low capital cost project. In late 2016, we completed the PFS and the economics of the project are very attractive. Remembering we're looking to bring this project on for less than $2 million. Once we get on the ground, within 4 to 6 weeks, we'll be into production. So we'll be getting bauxite, which is very near to the surface, and building stocks. Straight from there, we'll be looking at producing clear cash flow thereafter. So it's very attractive, it's very quick payback for the company.
Last question, Simon. How confident are you in securing sales, and why haven't you really secured an offtake agreement yet?
We're very confident. So we've been spending a lot of time up in China talking to potential customers. We've got a very experienced marketing agent who's been guiding us through that process, and those customers are willing and able and looking for bauxite. So we've pre-qualified with many of those customers. We've been holding off on signing a formal agreement because the last thing we want to do is disappoint our customers. Until we have the final date when we can ship to our customers, we'll hold off until that point, because the last thing we want to do is ruin our reputation with our customers moving forward, and therefore that would hurt our long-term prospects as a business.
Simon Slesarewich, thank you so much for the update.
Fantastic. Thanks for having me here today.